Today we continue our WWE 2K23 predictions with part 2, giving you a rundown of some of the early picks that I have for the game and what we could see. So let's get into it. I think double title entrances are going to be in the game. Roman Reigns won the undisputed WWE World Heavyweight Championship, Universal title, retained at WrestleMania. He beat Brock Lesnar, and I think that you are then going to have double title entrances because you have to. The Usos are unified tag team champions. I don't know if you're going to get unified tag titles, be able to hold up both of them. Maybe you can, but I think double title entrances, double title victory motions, they're going to be in the game. It has to be. Roman won the titles at WrestleMania, and he has been running shop with both belts. 2K has to do this, and we have had it in years past. Also, just as a sidebar, I think if you put that, 2K, if you're listening, you're probably not, but if you were, I would say if you showed us in a trailer, like a teaser, of Roman Reigns holding both belts in-game footage, I think you're going to get a lot of fans on your side and a lot of fans happy and hopeful that we see some good positive changes to this year's game. Now, who's not in the game? My predictions for who's maybe not in the game. Let's focus on Sasha, Naomi, Mandy Rose. Controversy everywhere for some of them. They left, Sasha and Naomi did. Sasha Banks reported going to be at Wrestle Kingdom. Contract reportedly is up in January. Haven't heard a lot about Naomi's situation. A lot of focus on Sasha. I want to say Sasha and Naomi are in the game. I don't know if 2K is going to have time to rip them out of the game. However, I can totally see them not adding them into the game, Sasha and Naomi, but their crowd signs, the entrance motion, maybe even call names being available in community creations, like we've seen with 2K22, where we can mine through it all and find everything in there, just not their actual bodies. Mandy Rose is a tricky one because she was just released. If WWE really does not want Mandy Rose associated with the company, obviously because she has been let go, but if they really don't want her branding or anything like that made visible in the game, I can definitely see WWE saying, hey, yank her out of the next game. We don't want her in there. If WWE is really like not against her in that regard, then maybe they're going to leave her in. But similar to Sasha Naomi situation, if she is pulled, if Mandy Rose is pulled out of the game, I think you still see her motion. Everything is going to be in there. You just have to recreate her. Those are my picks for the women's side. On the men's roster, you know, the good thing is that with 2K20, since 2K22 came out and Triple H took over, a lot of stars that were out and made 2K22's roster feel outdated are back and kind of freshen things up and keeps things a little bit modern. So I don't think we're going to see a ton of changes on the men's side of things. I think Bronson Reed could be added in since he was ready to go for 2K22. I think that should be an easy win to get him into the game. And the big one, I think Bray Wyatt is going to make it into the game. When it comes to rosters, I'm saying my predictions for who's in, who's not, based on 2K basically locking in the roster. In my opinion, I think 2K has to have this thing already locked, set in stone, plus or minus some variables of like release superstars and WWE not wanting them in the game, like a Mandy Rose, for example. Otherwise, I'd say at this point, being 3 months away from release, the game is locked and ready to go, and they are just doing bug fixes, updates, final finishing touches on the game before release. But they have to have that roster locked in without crazy changes, because 2K22, before it was released, it was a bit of a gong show because of so many releases done by WWE right in the middle of the game being developed. And so we saw like all these NXT stars getting wiped out and not included. Like, it was a bit of a mess. So I think this year they kind of have the opportunity to just lock it in and move forward. And the last note on rosters, I think NXT gets a massive focus, as we've seen NXT 2.0 come out right at WWE 2K22's release, and we saw NXT 2.0 Arena come out in a patch after last year's game. So I think that we are going to see NXT 2.0/3.0 make a huge splash. I think they're going to want to have a big DLC pack focused on NXT future stars, and I think current NXT stars like Cora Jade, Toxic Attraction, just the two of them, Carmelo Hayes, Braun Breaker are like day one in the game, and they want to have a big focus on those NXT stars. And when it comes to match types, predicting match types is a little tricky. The biggest one I think that everybody, at least a lot of the comments are, is War Games. Everyone wants War Games. I don't know. I want War Games just as much as you do, but I don't know if it's going to make it into the game. We've seen so many War Games matches so far, the big one at Survivor Series on main roster. You gotta try to put this in the game if you're 2K. The only way I can see this happening is that they put it on next gen. That has also been some of the rumors that have been circulated online from the leaker, is that War Games is to be expected in the game, but last gen consoles, PS4, Xbox One, will not have it, as it will only be available on next gen, current gen consoles, PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC, because of what is needed for horsepower to get that match to work and not break. That's the only way I can see them releasing War Games, in my opinion. Other match types I don't think we see a giant overhaul of match types in the game. I think and hope we get special guest referee, War Games, as I said, and maybe backstage arenas are updated and expanded. I don't see a lot changing when it comes to 2K's formula when it comes to match types. They don't reinvent the wheel, especially for the last, well, I don't even know now, like 5-10 years. It feels like they haven't changed very much at all with the match types. They seem to add a little bit, take a little bit away. Would I love everything? Of course I want everything. I want an ambulance match and a buried alive match and everything. I want it all. But realistically, as this game is coming out in a short window, I don't see them trying to go crazy, adding anything and everything they possibly can, and hopefully it all works. I think we see those match types as my early predictions. What I would hope and love to see personally, I want 3 stages of hell. I want gauntlet matches in there, proper gauntlet matches, and War Games. Those are the ones, and special guest referee. Those are the 4 that I really want in the game, but I don't think we get them all. And to summarize predictions, I think the game is updated to 2K22. I don't think it reinvents the wheel. I don't think it steers very far away graphically or anything from what 2K22 has done. Camera angles, controls, all of that, I think it all just stays the same. And we're seeing incremental changes, updates, and improvements to the game. The glitches are getting fixed. It gets patched a lot. They see what worked in 2K22 and they're building off of it as kind of a fresh foundation, if you will. And I don't think we're gonna see tremendous changes for 2K23. What are your early predictions for WWE 2K23? And in case you missed it, here's part 1 of our predictions episode, going through possible release dates, superstars, some of the legends and showcase stars that could be in the game. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.